Nordbrau Ingolstadt, 93er.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. I have got a bottle of this from the Nordbrau Brewery in a place called Ingolstadt. I'll get onto them in a minute. This is a Hefeweizen from this brewery. They have been going since I think it's the 1500s. So they've got a pretty good reputation, and they were originally, I think, a monastery run by Jesuits. If you've never heard of Jesuits, they are like an order of priests or monks or whatever. They call themselves the Society of Jesus. Ingolstadt, city in Bavaria. What's it famous for? You all know it. Not the purity laws that were enacted there in the 1500s, because that's where they were enacted. The 1516 Reichsgebot purity laws were enacted in Ingolstadt. But Ingolstadt is also home to the Audi motor company. Now, if you've ever ridden a motorbike, or in fact if you've ever driven a car and you come across an Audi driver, honestly, Audi, just put some fucking indicators in your car that actually work, or can you just rig something up that will electrocute people if they don't use their indicators? Because BMWs and Audis are a fucking nightmare. The people who drive them are a fucking nightmare. All the near misses I've had on my bikes have always been because of BMWs or Audis. And relax, this is supposed to be a beer review, not me ranting. Anyway, I've got a Weiss beer from Bavaria. What am I getting upset for? Let's see what this is all about. Right, it's a 500ml bottle and it's 5.4%. Everything else is in German. They have not made the effort to put anything in English. How dare they? It's called 93er. It's a Hefeweizen. It was first brewed in 1993, 300 Jahrgang, I'm assuming that means 300 years, so 1916, yeah, it could be the anniversary of something. All in German. Ingredients: malted barley, Brauwasser, Welser malts, I'm assuming that's malted wheat, or wheat, I know, and Hefe is yeast, Hopfen, obviously hops, Gersten malt is malted barley. They've got it in Italy as well, and that's interesting because when I was in northern Italy, I was in Verona. I went there for a wedding, and what struck me was on the beer shelves, loads of wheat beer. They love this stuff in northern Italy for some reason. Paulana, you could get that like it was a Coke, a bottle of Coke. Every shop that I went into, or every supermarket, they sold that, and of course I emptied the shelves. And you know what the Italians are like? If you drink more than a bottle of beer, you're an alcoholic. I don't know what they thought of me. And I think when I started speaking, they went, he's English, don't worry about him. Anyway, let's get this open and let's see what's going on. Nordbrau from Ingolstadt. Nice cap. There you go, Lois. Yeah, nice. Put that in the collection, yeah. I don't know what it is. When I drink wheat beer, I start talking like the Germans. On the nose. Oh, that's lovely. That smells really nice. Lots of banana. Banana and cheesy feet. Cheesy Bavarian feet. It's not really, that's coming from the malt. From the yeast, sorry. That smells good. Let's get it in the glass. Wow, there's a ton of carbonation in it. Hefeweizen takes a lot longer to pour if you're going to do it properly. Now, if you look at the colour there, this happened to me last night. I was reviewing. What was I reviewing? I was reviewing a Hefeweizen, and I poured halfway, and it looked really clear. And I thought, maybe this is a crystal. And then you get to the end of the bottle and you swig it about. You put the sediment in, and that's where it gets all its colour. So that's what I'm doing here. There's a little bit left, but I want to get it all in there. This will calm down eventually. Lovely, lovely white foamy head on that. Let's give it a little swig into the glass, yeah. Why do I always sound like an SS commandant when I put on a German accent? All I need is a little I should get a little monocle. Walk with the limp, like air flick out of a lower low. From that bell end. Right, there it is in the glass. It's like a fucking ice cream cone, but it looks amazing. Oh look, little bits of yeast floating about too. That's brilliant. Oh, there's lots of them. Oh, oh man, there's fucking loads. I don't know if you're going to get that in the camera or not. I don't think you are, but there is loads of yeast sediment just floating up and down in this. This is going to be a good one, I hope. Let's get it down the hatch. Prost, as they say in Germany. Not bad. One thing I noticed about this, and I've noticed it before in one other Weiss beer, and that was the cheap Patronus stuff that came from Aldi's. No, Lidl's. I'd tell a lie, it was Lidl's. It had a slightly sour taste to it. And I'm getting that from here. But it's nice. The mouthfeel is super smooth. That is really good. The initial carbonation I was getting on that. That doesn't translate into the mouth. The head has dissipated quite a lot, which is a shame. But that is not bad at all. Certainly not the best. Not the best Hefe that I've tried, but it isn't a bad one. Now, I'd never heard of these before, and I was messing around on Beers of Europe and came across this, and surprisingly there was some in stock. It was quite cheap as well, so I thought I'll have some of it. And I'll tell you something, it's not bad. It's one of them ones where it's not quite up there with the best of them, but it's better than average, if you know what I mean. There's a slight sour sort of taste to it initially, and then it sweetens up after a while. You've got your banana there. Clove is a little bit subdued, but it is there. There's a little touch of spice on there as well, which is coming from the yeasty esters. The yeast, as I say, I haven't seen that much sediment in a Hefe for a while, and that's a good thing. Yeah, the malt is a bit subdued, but it's a good one. I like that. Very nice indeed. Mouthfeel's superb, nice body to it. Bananas there, cloves there, a little bit subdued, but it's there, and it's nice and it's super drinkable. This is cold, I'm getting all the flavours from it. So yeah, that is not bad. What's the verdict on Nordbrau Ingolstadt 93er? I'm assuming that's what it means, 93er. It's good. The flavours are there. It is a typical German Weiss. Sadly lacking them nutty sweet malts, the toasty malts that you get from Paulaner and Weihenstephaner and Schneider, unfortunately. But it's still good. It was cheap. I got it from Beers of Europe. I think it was just over £2, and it's not doing anything to upset me on that. And yeah, not bad. I'd give that an 8 out of 10. It's a good one. Would I buy it again? Probably not. There's just better ones out there, and I think if you're in Bavaria, you're spoiled for choice. You know, if this is all that's available, you know, or it's cheap out there, yeah, get it, fill your boots. But you know, there is just so many good beers coming out of Bavaria. If this was any other region in Germany that beer would come out of, I'd say yeah, that's a really good effort, top marks. But it doesn't compare with the top three. You know my top three. I'm not going to go into it again. I fucking mention it every Weiss beer review I do. But it's a good one. It's an 8 out of 10. And yeah, I'd recommend it if you see it. And there's, you know, there's no Paulaner, there's no Weihenstephaner, there's no Hacker-Shaw, there's no Schneider. Where would you be in Bavaria if them beers were not available? I don't know. And that was the only one. Maybe in the brewery. I don't know. But it's an 8 out of 10, and I recommend it. It's not a bad one. And remember, beer is white and class champagne.